That takes us through till around about 11:30, where we will have a short 20-minute break, and we'll end the morning session with the finals of all of those events, as we have done yesterday too. There are 60 heats in total amongst those 5 events, and they're trying to get themselves into 18 finals. 8 spots available in each event and each age group. 18 heats to kick off the morning, just starting in a few minutes' time. The boys' 50-metre butterfly. We go racing in just a few moments.
This is event 201, the boys 11 to 15, 50-metre butterfly. Heat 1. Over to you, referee.
Off we go, and these are not going to take long at all. 18 heats, but we will absolutely fly through them, trust me. 3 competitors in our opening heat. Joseph Beale, Phoenix Clary, and Freddie Russell Ross, representing Fareham, Tunbridge Wells and Beacon. All of them 36-second swimmers. And it's Joseph Beale in 3. He will take the first heat. 36.05 is his winning time, new PB2.
Heat 2 of the boys 50 metres butterfly.
Heat 2, Jacob Saliga, Barnaby Watson, Ryan Pote, Alistair Rogers, Miles Paul, Satoshi Bag, Joe Griffiths and William Larter, 11 and 12-year-olds. Once we get to Heat 18, we do go as quick as well. We go sub 30 seconds quite regularly later on. Good start though in this one for Miles Paul. He is representing Tilehurst. 34.6 for Miles. That's over a second quicker than his entry time.
Heat 3, boys 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Heat 3, Israel Marengo, Alex Malkowski, Ruben Smith, Dan Close, George Beardsmore, Tom Hughes-Parry, Riley Woods and Seth Hamilton. Again, just the youngsters, 11 and 12. This is a tight one. Wow. 34.82, 34.90 for seconds. Is Israel Marango in fourth behind Malkowski. But your winner in lane 7, Riley Wood.
Heat 4 of the boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
In heat number 4, Tom Maydell, Rory McDonald, Josh Wheeler, Yash Rao, Sam Alefile, Matthew Van Sale, Oscar Dyer and Dan Stevens. And we edge into the low 34s on the entries now. In 5 going nicely, Sam Alefile. His win 33.49, great time for him. 13-year-old representing Guildford City.
Heat 5 of the boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Heat 5, Ethan Colgate, Kyson Kay, Peter Atramekov, Jake Mock, Finn Mose, Zachary Maiden, Ollie Ratchford and Vlad Kabanov. Lane 4s and 8, Jake Moss and Vlad Kabanov going well. It's Kabanov that takes it on the far side. 32.89, fastest time we've seen through 5 heats.
Heat 6, the boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
In the pool, Henry Williams, Josh Hutchinson, Charlie Braid, Ben Cusack, Richard Alai, Sam Can, Joseph Tsewai-To and Cooper Robinson in the venue or at home. Lane number 1 on the near side, 8 on the far. And lane 8 again going well. Cooper Robinson representing Beauce Shore Barracuda finishes in 3rd place because in 4 and 5 Benjamin Cusack and Richard Alaya, all those 3 boys in the 32 seconds.
Heat 7, boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Heat 7, Gabriel Williams, Tom Williams, Logan Cook, Tom Knoll, Elijah Smith, Lucius Waite, Harry Jago and Bryce Wallace. Entry times dipping into the 32 seconds. Already seen a few of those on finish times. Lane 6, Lucius Waite going very nicely indeed in the white cap above centre. 32.24. Quarter of a second ahead of Logan Cook and Elijah Smith.
Heat 8, boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Heat 8, Josh Kimberley, Sam Way, Max Heyman, Chris Erry, Freddie Brown, Remy Mowbray, Ryan Salmon and Rex Hung. All of these boys 13 years of age. And it is going to be Freddie Brown 31.4 for the man from Guildford City.
Heat 9, boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
This time, Oscar Earthrell, Sam Andrews, Henry Barker, Josh Edge, Lachlan Murray, Zachary Callanan, Nat Costello and Grosh Greenow. And this is a blanket finish. Blimey, Henry Barker just takes it 31.21, 4 100ths ahead of second and 6 100ths ahead of third. Blimey.
Heat 10 of the boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Heat 10, double figures, 13 and 14-year-olds. For Zach Stoddart, Alfie Goma, Kian Kafka, Owen Anderson, Lanray Tiandada, Raul de Griegro, Charlie Stevenson and Lucas Bryant. Owen Anderson, 30.66, first man to go sub 31. Lucas Bryant over on the far side second. Kian Kafka in third from lane 3.
Heat 11 of the boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Heat 11, Mark McKee, Oliver Beckwith, Chris Williams, Ed Williams, Makai Yakno, Harvey Kershaw, Alfred Elliott and Jan Hansen. So many of these boys swimming yesterday as well. Oh, in 3. And in Southern, it is Williams over Elliott. Both men going sub 30 seconds. First time we've seen that. 11 heats down, 7 to go.
Heat 12, boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
12 heats in. Lucas Owenia, Tom Melville, Rigel Bomick, Lennox Manning, Tom Lount, Fawad Dar, Gabriel Warnham and William Atwood. All down the middle this time. In 5, Tom Lount, representing Reed School, 29.18, new fastest time. Just to his side, Lennox Manning, and the outside, William Atwood.
Heat 13, boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
You are watching Byron Tucker, Patrick Prichnaka, Adam Marif, Harry Militis, Lucas Cheshire, Piaris Donnelly, Ollie Smith and Nick Holloway. Oh, this one's close, blimey. Maybe in 2. Is it Prichna? It is, 29.05. All happening on this near side. Byron Tucker in second position.
Heat 14, boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Seven going off in Heat 14. Xavier Curtis, Ben Cooper, Sam Buxton, Archie Edwards, Rita Enigakaloda, Dan Turner and Rafi Palmer. And in 5, Ekneli Goda leads with 10 to go. Here comes Dan Turner though in 7. They're all coming back, blimey. It is Dan Turner, 29.01, so close to sub 29 for the very first time. Ben Cooper came through in second as well.
Heat 15, boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
You're watching Josh Scrivener, Alfie Toms, Ming Lei Zhang, Ben Fisher, Leo Massarini, Ollie Charman, Dom Adams and Makulas Nazoda. 14 and 15-year-olds. In the light blue cap in 6, Oliver Charman, representing Mid-Sussex Marlins, gets pipped to it by Ben Fisher. Ben representing Tilehurst. 28.53, new fastest time for Ben.
Heat 16, boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Penultimate, oh no, second from penultimate heats. Will Percy Loosemore, Seb Canton, George Goodwin, Max Morgan, Aquile Bello, Oscar Collier, Kian Dix and Johnny Ireland. And look in lane 5, the red cap of Aquile Bello, 27.46. What a jump in times we've got now. 15-year-old from Elmbridge, Phoenix takes it.
Heat 17 of the boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
And this is our penultimate heat. Alfie Ambler, Arthur Grundy, Oliver Lynham, Matt Clark, Will Bowen, James Port, Flavio Russell and Wolfgang Tosh. This could be even quicker. Matt Clark's got an entry of 21.17. He's in the white cap in lane 4. He's the young man that leads. It'll be a time 27.63, so he can go quicker. But this is all just about getting one of those spots, one of the 8 spots in those finals. It'll be at the end of this morning's session.
Heat 18 of the boys, 50 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
And this is the 18th of 18 heats in our first event of the day. Philip Gregoris, Clay Naylor, Storm Naylor, Aaron Bissett, Morgan Davies, Charlie Francis, Aubrey Armada Bennett and Ashton Sutton. And look at Aaron Bissett go, representing Royal Tunbridge Wells. 26.6 his fastest time. He's just beaten it, 26.42. All of these incredible times. 27.67 Morgan Davies. Everyone in this heat, apart from Philip Gregoris in 1, was 15 years old, so you're going to see a lot of these guys again later. Plenty of racing to go between now and then. We're going to have just a little, literally 1 or 2 minute break because we need to move things from one end to the other. We are moving on to the 200 backstroke. We'll have 8 heats of that. And of course we just need to get the backstroke ledges in, move our officials from one end to the other, and we'll get going as quick as we can.
Can we have the first heat backstroke swimmers to the blocks, please?
Yeah, backstroke swimmers, we are getting underway in a few moments' time, so the first heat of the backstroke, you should be pretty much with marshalling going to the blocks now. So backstroke swimmers, make your way, especially heat 1 to the blocks. Subsequent heats at marshalling, please. Again, heat 1 onto the blocks, please. Girls, 200 back, heat 1 onto the blocks. And we'll go racing in just a couple of moments' time. Hope you're enjoying yourselves in the venue. I'm sure many of you were with us yesterday as well. It's a fantastic facility. And if you're watching at home on the YouTube stream, thank you for tuning in. We saw the chat box yesterday was very active. We do like to see your words of good luck to all of your teammates, family members, friends.
Event 202, the girls, 11 to 14, 200 metres backstroke, heat 1. Over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
We are going to have 8 heats in our second event of the day. In heat number 1, 6 competitors, 4 lengths of the pool. Basingstoke's Amelia Green, Thanet Sophia Kaloudis, Wickham District's Julia Kazak, Winchester City Penguins' Olivia Atkinson, Sevenoaks Bella Flavin, and Portsmouth North Sea's Ava Stradwick. (11 and 12-year-olds, as we often see in our first couple of heats. All these girls are capable of sub 250.
I have the first finalist for the boys 50 metres butterfly. So this is the age group 11 to 12. We have Henry Barker, Zachary Callanan, Richard Elijah, Cooper Robinson, Oscar Earthrow, Jake Mock, Charlie Braid and Thomas Knoll. And the reserves are Matthew Van Zyl and Joshua Hutchinson. That's the boys 11 to 12-year-old finalists for the 50 butterfly.
Final length of the pool for our Heat 1 swimmers. And out in front is lanes 3 and 6. Sophia Kaloudis and Bella Flavin in the white and the red caps. Outside of the yellow lane ropes. In fact, we didn't have Julia Cusack start this one. Just going to get pipped here. And it will be Sophia Kaloudis who takes the first heat. 2:45.03, sub 2:45 for Bella Flavin. Best of the rest, Olivia Atkinson. 2:45s, both of those new PBs.
Clear the pool, please, swimmers.
Heat 2 of the girls, 200 metres backstroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And I have the finalists for the boys 13-year-old 50 metres butterfly. We have Patrick Presenza, William Atwood, Makar Yakno, Rijal Bomick, Harvey Kershaw, Samuel Andrews, Lachlan Murray, Frederick Brown, and our 2 reserves are Lauren Thendada and Nat Costello. That's the boys' 13-year-old finalists. Thank you.
Heat number 2 taking part, Charlotte Richmond, Evie Moody, Tyler Thomas, Matilda Boyce, Ellie McLeod, Olivia Hagberg, Rose O'Brien and Elise Butler. Again, 11 and 12-year-olds. Quick start in Southern by Rose O'Brien, representing the city of Southampton. Elsewhere in the pool, not a lot to separate these girls. Fastest entry, just under 2:44. That's Matilda Boyce. And back they come, retains their lead. Going really well, Rose O'Brien. We do have 12-year-olds right through to heat number 5. There are, of course, 8 spots available, so very much possible that, especially right now, Rose O'Brien could squeeze into that final later. And it's going to be a brilliant time, very close to sub 2:40, 2:40.63 for the Southampton swimmer. Should be absolutely delighted with that. Almost 7 seconds off her best an entry time.
Clear the pool, please, swimmers.
There's confirmation. Ellie McLeod and Evie Moody. Also Olivia Hagberg in the 2:44s.
Heat 3 of the girls, 200 metres backstroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
So I have the finalists for the boys, 14-year-olds, 50 metres butterfly. We have George Goodwin, William Bowen, Oliver Lynham, Alfie Ambler, Kyan Dix, Philip Gregorius, Josh Scribner, Brian Saul Tucker, and the reserves are Alfie Toms and Christopher Williams. That's the boys, 14-year-olds, 50 metres butterfly finalists.
And heat 3 with the girls. From lane 1 near side, wherever you're watching. Ellie Grant of Tigers, Rose Lewin, Wickham District, Lily Waymond of Maxwell, Jemima Grove, Wickham District, Reading teammates in 5 and 6, Miley Choi and Anaya Singh. Basingstoke Bluefins, Emma Wheeler in 7, and Black Lions, Lola Borna is in 8. Our 13-year-olds join the party now. In this seat they are Rose Lewin, Jemima Grove, Anaya Singh and Emma Wheeler. So 4 apiece from the 12s and the 13s. We also go sub 240 on a couple of the entry times, namely Jemima Grove and Miley Choi. And we are at the stage now where the 12-year-olds are very likely going to be getting themselves a spot in the final, as we have. Yeah, there's no 12-year-olds in heat 7 or 8, but we do have them going through to heat 5. So only around about 8 left in the competition at this stage. So every chance with a half-decent time. They could be swimming this event later with some medals up for grabs. At the moment, though, Anaya Singh, 13-year-old representing Reading, out in front ahead of Miley Choi. And a great time too. Oh, hang on a second. So Anaya's time not coming up just yet. I'm sure she took the top spot. There we go. 2:38.34 pops up on the screen by 3/10 over Miley Choi. And on this near side, it was Ellie Grant.
Heat 4 of the girls, 200 metres backstroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And I've got the boys 15-year-old butterfly finalists. So this is the boys 50 metres butterfly. Aaron Bissett, Achilles Bello, Matthew Clark, Morgan Davies, Max Morgan, Charlie Francis, Oscar Collier, Storm Naylor, and the reserves are James Port and Ben Fisher. That's the boys 50 metres butterfly finalists.
And into heat 4 of 8 in the 200 back. You've got from lane 1, Guildford's Lucy Douglas, Tigers' Elsa Dodds, Maidstone teammates in 3 and 4, Olivia Cooley and Olivia Quiller, Rushmore Royals, Heidi Corbett in 5, Portsmouth North Sea, Matilda Bassindale in 6, White Oaks, Isla Turner in 7, and Crawley's Saskia Spencer is in lane number 8. And it is Saskia Spencer who will just about turn first at halfway. A couple of 114s, 3 114s in fact, with Olivia Quiller and Elsa Dodds. We saw this yesterday in the, especially the early heats, plenty of great swims coming from the outer 4 lanes. Well, you wouldn't always expect that. In the finals, most definitely, you'd expect some, most of the medals to come within the yellow lane ropes. But as we often see, you'll all have seen it at many, many, many events, the seeded or the entry times, not always completely accurate to swimmers' current form. Saw some PBs yesterday in, admittedly, some of the slightly longer events. But we've got a couple of PBs by over 10 seconds in 200-metre events yesterday. Some wonderful performances. Saskia Spencer holding on then on the far side in 4 coming through. To contradict what I've just said, it's Olivia Quiller representing Maidstone. But I think Saskia Spencer is going to hold on here. She will just. What a great swim. 2:33.43. That's a PB by almost 6 seconds for Saskia. In lane 6, Matilda Bassingdale came through for Portsmouth North Sea to take the 3rd spot in the heat.
Clear the pool, please, swimmers.
Can we start having the boys to whipping, please, for the 200 metres freestyle? Thank you. Heat 5 of the girls, 200 metres backstroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat number 5 from lane 1, Sevenoaks, Julia Elvidge, Elmbridge Phoenix, Katie Lamb, Maidstone's Emilia Narkovic, Bicester Bluefins, Beth Wakefield in 4, City of Milton Keynes, Emma Bear Donnelly in 5, Guildford City in 6 with Daisy Johnson, City of Southampton's Lola Rolls in 7, and Woking's Verity Larwood takes up lane number 8. Our final 12-year-old in this one, in this event, is Sevenoaks' Julia Elvidge on this near side if you're in the gallery or watching from home. The rest 13 and 14-year age group. Fastest on paper, Beth Wakefield, 2:34.75. We've already seen a few times a little bit quicker than that, and we anticipate the same again. Now, look at this, Julia Elvidge, again, the youngest girl left in the competition, and she's got, what is that going to be, 3 seconds? Just shy of, over Lola Rolls. In comes Kate Lamb, Beth Wakefield in your top 4. So halfway done for Julia Elvidge. Just got to hang on to pretty much absolutely nail on that spot in the final, and very likely between the 2 yellow lane ropes as well. That's where they want to be. I understand Beth's grandparents are watching back in Spain. I do hope you're enjoying the weekend and the championship. I'm sure you're cheering on Beth right now. Love to know where you're watching from all around, in fact. Leave a comment in the chat box. Where are you watching from? Having a great second half to this race in Southern is Lola Rolls, City of Southampton. But Julia Elvidge from start to finish, what a brilliant swim for the youngster from Sevenoaks. And she's going to finish in 2:33.7. And I make that 2 seconds quicker than she's gone before.
Clear the pool, please, swimmers.
Lola Rolls in second position. In your top 3, Daisy Johnson. There's times confirmed for you.
Heat 6 of the girls, 200 metres backstroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
3 heats to complete. You're watching from lane 1, Woking's Violet Hornsey, Bractal and Wokingham's Sophia James, Thame Swimming Club Ruthie Galloway, Portsmouth North Sea's Darcy Smith, Leatherhead's Amy Jones, Guildford City's Emily Collins, Royal Tunbridge Wells Reese Huckle, and Maidstone's Callie Ramsey. Just 13 and 14-year-olds in this one. So our more senior swimmers now will conclude the last 3 heats. Next event is going to be the boys 200-metre freestyle. And what a blistering start from Darcy Smith. She's one of the younger ones in the pool. Portsmouth North Sea, 2:22 her entry time. 2:22. That is incredibly quick, isn't it? So fast it almost feels wrong, but I can assure you it's not. But she is on paper 9 seconds quicker than the field. So she is going to have a fairly comfortable last 75 metres to get her spot, ideally, into the final later. You will see many of these girls again. In the last 3 heats, there's potentially 16 spots up for grabs in the 2 finals. Of course, heat swimmers prior, if they've done incredibly well, could still also sneak in. There's times to beat. Keep your eyes on the Meet mobile app for all of those times and confirmations. As soon as we can get them on there, we do. And in fact, just been reminded in lane 8, Callie Ramsey, it's her birthday today. Darcy Smith takes it 2:25. We know she can go quicker, she didn't need to at this point. And we've got 4 girls coming in, very little to separate. Reese Huckle, oh, I thought Reese was going to take that one. It's Amy Jones, 2:33.87, 1/10 quicker than Reese Huckle. Callie Ramsey, birthday girl, 2:37.62.
Heat 7 of the girls, 200 metres backstroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Penultimate heat of the event. From lane 1, City of Southampton's Zoe Diaz. In 2, Royal Tunbridge Wells, Maddie Evans. Hazel Mears, Ella Solano in 3. Wickham District's Katie Williams in 4. Guildford City teammates in 5 and 6, Serena Gill and Scarlett Shepherd. Tigers of Jersey, Libby Powell in Southern, and City of Milton Keynes, Lydia Slade Carter is in lane number 8 on the far side. Another standout entry here, 2:20 from Katie Williams in the 14-year category. We're going to have a sensational 14-year-old final later, I can tell you right now. She leads in the green cap at the halfway stage. 1:10, pretty much bang on for a 1:22, 1:23 maybe. And we already know that will be enough to grab one of at least the central 4 lanes. Still got 1 heat to come, of course, and in that one Charlotte Hayden is a 2:17 swimmer. But anything with a caveat of wait for confirmation of sub 2:30 is very likely to be good enough to grab a final spot, especially the 14-year-olds. Two 13-year-olds in this one, Ella Solano and Scarlett Shepherd. And we've got two more 13-year-olds in our final heat too. So half, at least, of the 13-year-old final. Already places full. And during our next event, we'll read out those finalists as soon as we have them. So please do listen up. So predicted 2:23 for Casey Williams. And she's just going to be outside that, knocking on the 2:25s. Behind her, Ella Solano, Hazelmere. And in third position, in lane number 6, Scarlett Shepherd for Guildford City, one of those 13-year-olds we just mentioned. A 2:33.86. One heat to come in the 200 back.
Heat 8 of the girls, 200 metres backstroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Last chance for, from lane 1, Elmbridge Phoenix Darcy Arnold, Chesham's Lauren Lister in 2, Tigers Evie Worth in 3, Wickham District Charlotte Hayden in 4, Chesham's Danica Forster in 5, Medway Maritime Madison Notley in 6, Royal Tunbridge Wells Maddie Hind in 7, and City of Southampton's Tilly Biggs is in lane number 8. 13-year-olds in our outside lanes, 1 and 8. Arnold and Biggs. Fastest entry time of the event, Charlotte Hayden in 4, 2:17. Three or 4 metre advantage for Charlotte Hayden. We have seen swimmers go quicker to halfway. I think, was it Katie Williams that got there in 1:10 in the previous heat? Yes, it was. I'm nodding to myself internally. It was her. And she finished with a 2:25. So it'll be interesting to see the split here for Hayden. Because if she can come back, if she can finish in quicker than 2:25, it will have meant she's had a second 100 faster split by a couple of seconds over Katie Williams. So that will be, could set up an incredibly interesting final. See how these girls just pace their races. Elsewhere, Lauren Lister and Darcy Arnold in second and third on this near side in lanes 1 and 2. Again, spots up for grabs on our Darcy Arnold, of course, one of our 13-year-olds, as is Tilly Biggs on the far side. 2:25.35, 100ths of a second off the time of Katie Williams. So Charlotte Hayden will be in lane 5 later, Williams in 4. Hayden was a second slower to the turn, but only 500 slower at the end of that heat. So that does conclude, there's the official times on the board for you. The heats for the girls 200 metre backstroke. Up next we go back to the boys.
Event 203, the boys 11 to 15, 200 metres freestyle. Heat 1. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And we will enjoy 11 heats of the boys 200 freestyle. Just a 3-man race to kick us off. Abington Vale's Noah Spruce in 3, Wickham District Xander Borden in 4, and Abington Vale's Owen Beasley is in lane number 5. Entry times in the very low 230s. All 3 of these chaps 12 years old. And that's the story of the heats through to heats 3, 11 and 12-year-olds. We do have 12-year-olds, just 2 in fact in heat number 5. That's as far as we go there. After heat 5 we will know our finalists for the 11 and 12-year final later. As ever, as soon as we know finalists, we will let you know for any withdrawals if necessary and those reserves. So fairly shortly, we will have the official finalists for the girls 200 back. So listen up for those. We'll read through them and the 2 reserves. And the finals later go off. I mean, later this morning, it's all part of this morning session. Final starts at around about-ish 11:56. First one, of course, will be the butterfly, then the girls' backstroke, then the current event, the 200 free. But let's concentrate on the pool for a moment, because Xander Borden of Wickham District, 12-year-old, 2:32 entry time. Oh, he's nearly gone under 2:30 for the first time. 1700ths outside. Well done to Xander. Noah and Owen, 2:36 and 2:35 respectively.
Heat 2 of the boys 200 metres freestyle. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And I have the first lot of finalists for the girls 11 to 12, 200 metres backstroke. Julia Everidge, Olivia Quiller, Miley Choi, Heidi Corbett, Ellie Grant, Rose O'Brien, Lily Waymond, Ellie McLeod, and the reserves are Evie Moody and Olivia Hagberg. That's the girls 11 to 12 200 metre finalists for backstroke.
Heats number 2, from lane number 2, Portsmouth North Seas, Alistair Rogers, Royal Tunbridge Wells, Alex Mielkowski, Epsom District's Matthew Van Sale, Guildford City's Jojo Schmidt, Staines Daniel Lawrence, and Basingstoke Bluefin's Dan Stevens. Matthew Van Sale, a sub 2:30 entry time by a quarter of a second. Xander Borden was just 1700ths outside going sub 230. By the time we get to heat number 11, we actually go, with the older boys, it must be said, we do have a couple of entry times sub 2 minutes. That is how quick they get later. But the 11 and 12-year-olds, anything sub, what's that, sub 225 is a brilliant time. Sub 230 is great. How many of these 6 can knock out one of those times? Good start in 6 from Dan Lawrence. 11-year-old representing Staines. He's a 230 swimmer. Well, he's not now because he's a 226. That's brilliant. Likewise, Alistair Rogers, 226.58. They are superb times for Dan and Alistair.
Heat 3 of the boys, 200 metres freestyle. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And I have the finalists for the girls, 13-year-old 200 metres backstroke. We have Darcy Smith, Ella Solano, Saskia Spencer, Scarlett Shepherd, Amy Jones, Emily Collins, Darcy Arnold, Tilly Biggs, and the reserves are Matilda Basingdale and Elsa Dodds. That's the girls' 13-year-olds 200 metre backstroke finalists.
And taking part in Heat 3. From Lane 1, they're all 12 years old in this one. Maidstones, Harrison Wilkins, Farnham, Lancing College, Oscar Earthrow, Black Lions, Oliver Ratchford, Wokings, Josh Hutchinson, Beausejour, Barracuda, Zach Maiden, Black Lions, George Beardsmore, and again, Beauget saw Barracuda, Cooper Robinson. So we have seen a couple of superb 226s from the 11 and 12-year-old class so far. All of these boys in that category, so they know what they need to beat. If they're going to get a chance of being in a final later, they have to go quicker than 226. 4 of them have done that before. That is lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6. Zachary Maiden out in front. And he's going absolutely great guns, isn't he? He's having a fantastic time in lane 6. Gone out like a rocket. Kept on the afterburners. Let's hope he doesn't do a SpaceX and blow up in the last 10 metres. He's very, very comfortable, isn't he? Zachary Maiden, 2:21. Well, I wonder if he's done that in training recently. Oh, that'll be a surprise. That is very, very fast from Zach. 4 seconds quicker than he's been before. Tom Knoll and Mr. Hutchinson rounding out your top 3.
Heat 4 of the boys, 200 metres freestyle. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
I have a reserve that is now required for the 15-year-old boys 50 fly final. So James Port from Alton, you are now required for the 50 fly final. And the finalists for the girls 200 metres backstroke are Katie Williams, Charlotte Hayden, Lauren Lister, Reese Huckle, Ruthie Galloway, Evie Worth, Danica Forster and Libby Powell. And our two reserves are Serena Gill and Lola Rolls. That's the girls 14-year-old 200 metres backstroke finalists.
Heat 4 of 11. Josh Greenow of Maidenhead. His teammate Theodore Sangameri in 2. Tigers Jack Militis in 3. Chesham's Fraser Beatty in 4. Windsor's Tom Williams in 5. Blackline's Noah Dodd 6. Hastings Seagull. Lucius Waite in 7. And Guildford City's Rex Hung is in lane number 8. Tom Williams leads the way over Josh Greenow. And they're going to turn for home. Tom Williams still out in front. Josh Greenow still in second place, and it's the opposite outside lane in 8, Rex Hung. Can never ever predict in the heats where the wins are going to come from. Performances from every single lane. But nobody is going to catch the white cap of Tom Williams and Windsor Swimming Club. He's a 2:22 swimmer. He's about to be sub 2:20. 2:19.16. Fantastic from the 13-year-old. Rex Hung just missed out on top 3 on a 2:22.08. As Noah Dodd got in there, couldn't quite catch Josh Greenow though.
Heat 5 of the boys 200 metres freestyle. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 5 from lane 1, White Oaks, Charlie Braid. Guildford City's Freddie Brown. Atlantis, Sam Andrews in 3. Basingstoke Bluefins, Rachel Bomick in 4. Romsey and Totten, Henry Barker in 5. City of Oxford, Michael Gannon in 6. Thanet's Charlie Cox in 7. And Black Lions, Harvey Kershaw in 8. Our final 12-year-old of the event is Henry Barker, the Romsey and Totten swimmer. But Rachel Bomick, 1:06.46 to halfway. That is rapid, isn't it? We have taken, we're in the process of taking some fairly sizable chunks off the entry times now as the age groups just squeeze into the regularly the 13 and soon the 14-year-olds. We'll soon be into the mid-to-teens. Bomick still out in front. Everything happening on this near side of the pool. Sam Andrews, Freddie Brown and Charlie Braid, your top 4. In lanes 1, 2, 3, 4. Some great support from poolside. Always lovely to see. Sure you're cheering at home as well. Oh, what a comeback here from Sam Andrews. He'll take it on the line. Crikey. Didn't see that one coming in the last 50 metres. Sam Andrews over Rizal Bomic.
Heat 6 of the boys 200 metres freestyle. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 7 from lane 1. Milton Keynes Harry Wood, Tigers Jacob Wobson, Chesham's Casper Clark, Maxwell's Alfie Toms, Southampton's Freda Adamson, Bicester Bluefins Josh Scrivener, Portsmouth North Seas Beau Ashman, and Basingstoke Bluefins Rhys Capri. Yeah, that's heat number 7, but let's concentrate on heat number 6. In heat 6, I'll just have time to go through the names. Oh, it's been a long morning already. From lane 1, Remy Mowbray, Quinn Coffey, Patrick Pritchner, Archie Turner, Charlie Stevenson, Ryan Turner, Nat Costello, and Bryce Wallace. That's who you're actually watching. Quinn Coffey into 140.98. And again on this near side, Remy Mowbray, closest man to him. And coming through in 3 as well, it's Pritchner. He could steal this, thing he's going to actually, last few metres. Well, 2 heats in a row.
Heat 7 of the boys 200 metres freestyle. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat number 7 this time. From lane 1, Milton Keynes Harry Woods, Tigers Jacob Wobson, Chesham's Casper Clark, Maxwell's Alfie Toms, Southampton's Fraser Adamson, Bicester Bluefins Josh Scrivener, Portsmouth North Sea Beau Ashman, and Basingstoke Bluefins Rhys Capri. I'm sure Gemma is screaming at the screen now, cheering on young Josh in lane 6. The Bicester Bluefin. He's a 2:14 swimmer, is Josh, and he's right in the pack right now, but out in front, Jacob Watson for Tigers Swim Club as Jersey. We are well over halfway through these heats now. 4 more to go after this one. Every boy in this heat 14 years of age. We have 14-year-olds in the next couple of heats as well, so it does need to be a standout time if they're going to have hopes of getting one of the top 8 spots. Right now it is still Jacob Watson, but we have seen some superb comebacks over the last 50 metres in the last couple of heats. Are we going to see another one? The blue cap of Casper Clark in 3 is reeling in Jacob Watson here. Is he going to hold on? Is it going to be stolen at the death? No, he takes it. 2:11.89, Jacob Watson. Casper Clark 2:12.26, and Rhys Capri on the opposite outside lane wins out the top 3.
Heat 8 of the boys 200 metres freestyle. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 8. Portsmouth's Henry Russell in 1, Romsey and Totten, Edward Greenaway in 2, Hastings Seagulls, Stanley Yeats in 3, Maidenhead, Lucas Bryant 4, Guildford City, Sam Buxton in 5, Tigers, Harry Militis in 6, Portsmouth again, teammate of Henry Russell, it's Byron Sal Tucker in 7, and Wickham District's Ben McDougall is in lane number 8. Great start from Sam Buxton in 5. One of many Guildford City swimmers here this week, and a very, very well represented club. Turning for the final time, Sam Buxton retains his advantage, less than a second to Harry in lane 6, Stanley in 3, all swimmers sub 140 with 50 to play. Wouldn't want to pick a winner right now. This is a lovely close battle. Everyone dragging each other along at the front, 5 men still involved, 4 in the centre in fact. But what a strong finish from Lucas Bryant, 2:08.45. I believe that's the first time he's gone sub 2:10. He'll be absolutely thrilled, as will his coaches, family and friends, I'm sure. Second place was Harry Militis, and Stanley Yates third.
Heat 9, boys, 200 metres freestyle. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Into our seeded heats now. So the fastest swimmers spread across the last 3 heats in the centre lanes. And they do go very quick. I'll tell you the times in a moment. Taking part though, Matt Stewart of Alton and District, Dylan Turton, East Grinstead, Guildford City teammates Finn Richardson and Morgan Davies, Black Lions Oscar Collier, Maidenhead's Johnny Ireland, Elmbridge Phoenix Nicholas Holloway, and the Winchester City Penguins home swimmer George Barfield in 8:57.7 to halfway for Morgan Davies. He is a 2:06 swimmer. Can he go sub 2 minutes for the first time right now? .128 through 150, he's well on track here. 31.5 seconds to play with over the last 50. Surely you can do that. Oscar Collier, 133, leading the rest of the field by just a few tenths over lane 3's Finlay Richardson. All about the time here. The white cap of Guildford City. Can he dip under? Of course he can, by a big bit too. 1:58.84. Great time for Morgan Davies. You can see that in the comparison to the rest of the field. Oscar Collier, 2:05 for second position in the heats. And he was just about a tenth clear of Finn Richardson in the end.
Heat 10 of the boys, 200 metres freestyle. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Penultimate heat of the 200 free. For the boys, from lane 1, George Goodwin, Black Lion, Matt Lowther, City of Southampton, Isaac Thompson of Tigers, Max L. Mockerton, Royal Tunbridge Wells, Monty Smith, Wickham District, Dylan Fuller, Guildford City, Mackay Yakno, Portsmouth North Sea, and George Biggett of Dorking Swimming Club. Wow, this is incredibly close. Maxell Mockerdam had a great day yesterday. He is a 1:59 swimmer. He was officially the second fastest in the event, but Morgan Davies has just knocked him and Aaron Bissett down one peg with that 1:58.5. A 1:30, just slightly behind where Morgan was at the same stage. But again, this is always just about getting into the final. And Monty Smith has put up a brilliant battle here. He's a 2:02 swimmer. He's going to go quicker than that, and he's going to take the win in the heats. 2 minutes, .98, his fastest time. Maxell Mockerdam, slower than he can go, as he's saving something for the final later. Isaac Thompson, third fastest in the heat, 2:01.5.
Heat 11 of the boys, 200 metres freestyle. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
I have another reserve required for the 11 to 12 years this time, the 11 to 12 year 50 fly. Matthew Van Zyl, you're required from Epsom. So that's Matthew from Epsom for the 50 fly final, 11 to 12 years. Thank you.
Final heat. Before we move on to the girls 100 fly. In this one, Charlie King, Christopher Hines, Aquile Bello, Aaron Bissett, Tom Jennings, Rufus Parry, Ethan Wills and James Port. And Aaron Bissett is a 1:59.1 entry. We've already seen a 1:58.5. So until about 5 minutes ago, he was the fastest man in the field. He's not now. But can he be in 75 metres time once again? He'll have seen the gauntlet laid down. .128, almost identical to what from Heat 9 Morgan Davies turned in. He hit 1:58.5. Elsewhere it's all in the middle of the pool. Aquile Bello, Tom Jennings, Rufus Parry. But they've got a few metres to catch up on Aaron Bissett, which is not going to happen because he's closing in on another sub 2 minute time, 1:59.12. That will give him lane 5 in our final, once it's all confirmed, alongside Morgan Davies. That is going to be absolutely brilliant later on this morning, or very early into the afternoon.
Clear the pool, please, swimmers.
Event number 204, the girls 11 to 14, 100 metres butterfly. Heat number 1, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
So we are back with the girls. Heat 1 of 10. You have from lane 2, 6 taking part in this one. Sophia Stirrups, Rebecca Langford, Grace Findlay, Eve Palmer, Annabelle Van Sale and Holly MacDonald. The very low 120s is what we're looking at. If one or two of these girls can go sub 120, that'll be really impressive in their age group, and it'll definitely be PBs. One that is definitely going to do that, so I say definitely just about, in lane 6. Squeaking in under 120, Epsom District's 11-year-old Annabella Van Sale.
Heat 2 of the girls 100 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee. I have some finalists for the boys, 200 metres freestyle even. I'll get it right in a minute. So boys, 11 to 12, 200 metres freestyle finalists. We've got Charlie Braid, Henry Barker, Zach Maiden, Jack Militis, Thomas Knoll, Daniel Lawrence, Joshua Hutchinson and Alistair Rogers. And our reserves are Oliver Ratchford and Oscar Earthral. Those are the boys 11 to 12, 200 metre freestyle finalists.
Heat 2, already on their way back. Alice Stanton, Ivy Charita, Claudia Woodward, Matilda Boyce, Zoe Anderson, Lucy Tyler, Brooke McGregor and Charlotte Richmond. And already approaching the finish line, green cap into of Ivy Charita and the Wickham District, the 11-year-old, one of the youngest in the pool. That doesn't matter, 1:17.55 for her. That is 4 seconds off her entry time. That's a standout performance for Wickham's Charita.
Heat 3 of the girls, 100 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Finalists for the boys, 13 years, 200 metres freestyle. Can I have Maka Yaknu, Ben McDougall, Patrick Frisigna, Quinn Coffey, Ryan Turner, Remy Mowbray, Bryce Wallace, Sam Andrews. And the reserves are Rijal Bomick and Nat Costello. That's the boys, 13-year-olds, 200 metres freestyle.
In the pool, Erin Sansom-Sager, Annabelle Marino, Lily Waymond, Ellie McLeod, Rose Sanders, Isabel May, Ellie Grant and Clara Cooper. Got our first 13-year-olds now in this one. In fact, just trickled into the next age group. Well, it's spread right across the pool because going well in 4 and 5, Ellie McLeod, Rose Sanders. On the far side in 8, Clara Cooper of Wickham District. She's most definitely in this fight, but great last 20 metres from Ellie McLeod, 1:15.58. That's a really good time. What's that, 6 girls go sub 1:20 as well. Top stuff.
Heat 4, girls, 100 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And the boys' 14-year-old 200 metre freestyle finalists are Monty Smith, Finlay Richardson, Lucas Bryant, Harry Milatis, Stanley Yeats, Jacob Watson, Casper Clark, Reese Capri. And the reserves are George Goodwin and Henry Russell. That's the boys' 14-year-olds 200 metre freestyle finalists.
Heat 4, Emma Franklin, Sienna West, Francesca Johnson, Ruby Hall, Sophie Machin, Tilly Biggs, Daisy Utley-Moore and Ella Solano. The majority 13 years old, a couple of 12-year-olds in there. And with 10 heats in total in this one, just about reaching halfway. Again, lane 8 goes well. Ella Solano this time. 13-year-old from Hazelmere. She's a 1:15 swimmer. She's going to go almost sub 1:10, a 1:11.58 for Ella Solano. She's absolutely destroyed her entry time there. Great swim.
Heat 5 of the girls 100 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And the finalists for the boys 15-year-olds 200 metres freestyle. Morgan Davies, Aaron Blissett, Max Elmokalim, Isaac Thompson, Achilles Bello, Thomas Jennings, Ruford Parry and Oscar Collier. And the reserves are Johnny Island and Christopher Hines. That's the boys 200 metre freestyle finalists, 15s.
In the pool, Jess Butler, Zoe Kwong, Kiara Olney, Amy Langer, Freya Maynard, Isla Turner, Dakota Lynch and Lucy Douglas. And we're halfway back already. We've gone very, very close to sub 110. All of these girls in the 113s and the 114s, so you still wouldn't really anticipate that quite yet. Holding on in 4. Oh no, Jess Butler takes it away, 113.39. Less than 1/10 ahead of lane 4 and Amy Langer. Freya Maynard very close indeed too.
Heat 6 of the girls 100 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
So that is all of our finalists ready for the time being. We concentrate on the racing. Lola Bowra, Ivy Manning, Anaya Singh, Imogen Magri, Cara Redford, Olivia Norley, Heidi Corbett and Alina Fromla. That is who you're watching right now. Cara Redford out in front, 32.39 to halfway. All these girls very close to 111 or just under 112. So dipping into the 11s. We might see our first sub 110 here. We'll definitely see it later on. These girls are just going to be outside. In lane 5, Cara Redford holds on, 110.08, so close. Half a second ahead of Olivia Norley. Another few hundredths back to Imogen Magri. Close finish in heat 6.
Heat 7 of the girls 100 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 7, Megan Thorpe, Darcy Arnold, Kelly Ramsey, Kayla Wimble, Annabelle Cooper, Emily Collins, Freya Long and Annabelle Barnard. Darcy Arnold, no, Darcy Arnold, let's try that again, 32.66. She's your leader halfway. .25 meters to swim, not a lot to separate them. Wouldn't like to call a winner just yet. Freya Long in 7, going along very nicely. Pulling away, in fact, into the final 5. She will lead. Ahead of Kayla Wimble in 4. Touches zone 1:11.58. Kyla Wimble and Emily Collins, your top 3. Early leader, Darcy Arnold, drops down in the second half. Great start though, wasn't it?
Heat 8 of the girls, 100 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Into the seeded heats, and the times on the entries really drop down now. We're into the mid-single digits after the minute. Taking part, Cara Neal, Layla Richmond, Ella Humphreys, Katie Williams, Delilah Martin, Charlotte Hayden, Lily Lambert and Amy Jones. (13 and 14-year-olds), and that is the same for hits 9 and 10 too. 12-year-old racing is done. Get the finalists during the men's 100 breaststroke to finish off the heat session. Again, we look down the middle. Katie Williams is a 1:06 swimmer, Delilah Martin a 1:07. It's going to finish in that order. So 1:07.55 against a 1:08.26. Best of the rest. Not far behind at all, Ella Humphreys. 2 heats to come.
Heat 9 of the girls, 100 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Penultimate heat, Harriet Stone, Holly Dodd, Darcy Smith, Maddie Hind, Resuckle, Ava Truswell, Maddie Evans and Sienna Raymery. Resuckle and her teammate Maddie Hind in the centre. They are 1:05 and 1:06 swimmers. 6 of the 8 in the pool have gone sub 1:10. Maddie Hind definitely going to do that. 1:05.61. She can go a little bit quicker than that, in fact, Maddie Hind. She didn't need to. Resuckle 1:07.58. And Sienna Raymery on the outside, far side. Great time. Resuckle unfortunately DQ'd in that one.
Heat 10, the girls, 100 metres butterfly. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat number 10, a final chance to get into the medal races later. Serena Gill, Isabel Arundel, Rosie Pope, Scarlett Shepherd, Amelie Smith, Lily Della, Emma Borghese and Hattie Griffiths. All down the middle, Shepherd and Smith. What's their time's going to be? 1:05 for both of them. You'll see them both again later in the finals. Plenty more times, sub 1:10. And we got one more event to come.
Event 205, the boys 11 to 15, 100 metres breaststroke. Heat number 1, over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat number 1 of 13 to close out the first part of the session. There will be a 20-minute break after heat number 13 before we come back and have the finals to finish off the session properly. Taking part in the first heats, Owen Beasley, Leonie Bandini, James Fisher, Pranas Balasis, Daniel Chen and Henry Harkman. Entry times 1:33 and 1:34. Just as you can guess, the youngsters in this one, 11 and 12-year-olds. And the fastest man on paper is going to be the fastest in the heat. James Fisher, a 1:32.41. Fastest he's gone before. 12-year-old from Hastings Seagulls.
Heat 2 of the boys, 100 metres breaststroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 2, Alex Filatov, Mason Amiri, Seth Hamilton, Harry Palmer, Jay Matsiko, Ollie Snellgrove, Oscar Dyer and Dan Paulini Torrance. And they turn 42 seconds for Harry Palmer. Almost a second, or just over a second clear of Jay Matsiko. And just a reminder as we're here, for any medals from yesterday or today, make sure you collect them from the medals table. We don't want anybody missing out on their medals from yesterday or later on today. So make sure to collect your medals, please. Harry Palmer, and Jay Matsiko will go into the wall, separated by around about a second. Both of them sub 130. Well done, boys. First time they've both gone sub 130, so, and they embrace. Nice clench your fists in the middle of the pool. Love to see that.
Heat 3 of the boys, 100 metres breaststroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And I have the finalists for the girls 11 to 12 years, 100 metres butterfly. Heidi Corbett, Amy Langer, Sienna West, Francesca Johnson, Ellie McLeod, Cara Olney, Clara Cooper, Ivy Chirota. And the reserves are Ellie Grant and Erin Sansom. That's the girls 11 to 12 years, 100 metre butterfly finalists.
Heat 3, Barnaby Watson, Xander Borden, Dan Lawrence, Abdullah Dar, Xander Brown, Richard Alaya, Dan Stevens and Carl Tajachin. Already halfway back. Got 11, 12 and 13-year-olds in this one. 13-year-olds just starting to come into the competition now. Lots of entry time, sub 132. Potentially see 3 side by side here. Abdullah Dar, Xander Brown and Richard Alaya. All 3 of them, yeah, fantastic. The quickest, Richard Elijah, 128.78. And that is the first time he's gone sub 130.
Heat 4 of the boys, 100 metres breaststroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And I have the finalists for the girls 13-year-olds, 100 metres butterfly. We have Scarlett Shepherd, Ella Humphreys, Olivia Norley, Imogen Magri, Anya Singh, Hattie Griffiths, Amy Jones, Ella Solano. And the reserves are Darcy Smith and Ivy Manning. That's the girls 13-year-olds, 100 metre butterfly finalists.
Heat 4 of 13, Sam Can, Josh Nzbuga, Rocco Whitehouse, Ruan Russell, Arthur Martin, Harvey Kershaw, Ben McDougall and Tom Murphy. All 8 swimmers 13 years of age, 126s for Ruan Russo and Arthur Martin, and it will be the latter of those 2 that takes a little bit of time off that, and in fact quite a lot, 1.5 seconds, almost 2 in fact, for Arthur Martin off his PB, representing Chesham Swimming Club.
Heat 5 of the boys, 100 metres breaststroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
And the finalists for the girls 14-year-olds 100 metres butterfly: Maddie Hind, Amelie Smith, Katie Williams, Delilah Martin, Siemma Ramarin, Emma Borghese, Lily Della and Rosie Pope. And the reserves are Ava Trustwell and Lily Lambert. That's the final for the girls 14-year-olds 100 metre butterfly.
Just turning for home, William West, Jake Mock, Lucius Waite, Tom Ellershaw, Oscar Earthral, Alex Gamage, Daniel Hyatt, Ben Oliver and Mitchell Rolls. Going very well in lane number 6, Dan Hyatt. And a lovely swim, 1:22.11. Max Heyman, 1:24.15. And Oliver Berry, 1:24.64. Anything under 1:25 is a PB in this heat. So a big one for Dan Hyatt.
Heat 6 of the boys 100 metres breaststroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 6, Ray Polden, Vlad Karbonov, Lucius Waite, Tom Ellershaw, Oscar Earthral, Alex Gamage and Frederick Brown. 12 and 13-year-olds in this one. A reminder, at the end of these heats, there's 13 of them, we'll have a 20-minute mid-session break. Swimmers can use the pool as a swim down during that time. And the little pool is open now if swimmers want to use that. The little pool is open now, but the main pool during that 20 minutes, at least 15 minutes of it will be available for the swim down. And then we'll have 18 finals to finish the session and take us through to lunch. Lane number 4, Tom Ellershaw from Sevenoaks, a 1:22.93 swimmer. Doing everything he can to bag a place in those finals later. And he's going to go 1:22.44. Half a second off his entry time. Well done, Tom. Elsewhere, Vlad Karbonov already having a good day, as is Oscar Earthral. They're your top 3 in the heat.
Heat number 7 of the boys 100 metres breaststroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 7, Rex Hung, Harry Robinson, William Atwood, Alex Young, Josh Scrivener, Seth Pollard-Lau, Rijal Vomic and Ethan McMillan-Cole. Rijal Vomic in lane 7, ahead of William Atwood. then come the centre lanes. So another gear needed for Alex Young and Josh Scrivener. Running out of chances to get into the finals. We're halfway through our heats now. We'll move on soon to the 14 and 15-year-olds. They come into play about heat number 9. Lovely finish for Rijal Bomik, 119.59, maintained the advantage he had at the halfway, and a sub 120 for Rijal is almost 2 seconds off his entry. That's a fantastic time for our winner.
Heat number 8 of the boys 100 metres breaststroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat number 8, Noah Dodd, Charlie Stevenson, Owen Anderson, Finley Ward, Michaelis Nazoda, Mio Anderson, Finley Taplin and Luca Yang.
I have another reserve required. This time for the girls, 13-year-olds backstroke final. We need Matilda Bassendale from Portsmouth, please. That's the girls, 13-year-olds backstroke final. Matilda from Portsmouth. Thank you.
And back they come. Our entry times now go sub 120, so that'll be a regularity. Only a couple of 13-year-olds left in the competition. 2 of them are in this heat in the outside lanes. And in 5, Mikulas Nizoda, 1:17.66. That's fantastic. 2 seconds quicker than his entry. Well done, Mikulas.
Heat 9 of the boys 100 metres breaststroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 9. From lane 1, near sides, if you're watching at home or in the gallery, Piaris Donnelly, Elias Clench, Jacob Watson, Ryan Grillo, Oliver Fremantle, Gabriel Warnham, Ian Veria and Edward Williams. .117s from Ryan Grillo and Oliver Fremantle. They're our first 15-year-olds to enter the competition now. To have plenty of them in each 10 to 13. So they will be setting the early benchmark for the rest of their age category. And in lane 2, Elias Clench, great finish for him, 1:17.20. Second off his PB, the 14-year-old from East Grinstead.
Heat 10 of the boys 100 metres breaststroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Southern taking part in Heat 10. Sam Buxton, Tom Lount, Harry Underwood, Ollie Smith, Alfred Elliott, Finn Dearkin and Leo Massarini. Already turning 35 seconds to 50 metres for Harry Underwood. 200ths ahead of Finlay Deacon. Going very nicely. Finlay Deacon maintains his strong start. Not quite as strong as Harry Underwood, although with a few metres to play with, who knows. Alfred Elliott also right up there on the heels of Finlay. 1:14.64. Wonderful time, almost 2 seconds clear of his PB. Seem to be saying that a lot, don't we? Finlay Deacon, Alfred Elliott, 3 great times at the top.
Heat number 11 of the boys, 100 metres breaststroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Our final 3 heats of this opening early half of the session. We do again have a break of 20 minutes in a few heats time. We are into the seeded heats. Taking part Clay Naylor, Rafi Palmer, Freddie Dutoft, Marcus Haig, Harry West. Spot for certain. Isaac Howe second, and it was Frederick Dutoft who grabbed third place.
Heat number 12 of the boys, 100 metres breaststroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Heat 12, George Barfield, Adam Maref, Dominic Adams, Aaron Bissett, Aubrey Armada Bennett, Isaac Thompson, Arthur Grundy and Charlie Calf. Charlie Calf, 13 years old for Guildford City Swimming Club. We haven't had a 13-year-old in the pool since heat number 8. So watch out for Charlie. Royal Tunbridge Wells in the centre lanes. A 1:08 from Aaron Bissett is our second fastest entry time of the event. In 4, no surprise, Aaron Bissett for Team Monson. His teammate by his side, Armada Bennett. And they won't be the first 2 home though, because in Southern, Arthur Grundy comes through. Great swim for the man from Alton and District. But Aaron Bissett, 1:10.22. Thought he might go sub 1:10. Saving it for the final maybe.
Heat number 13 of the boys, 100 metres breaststroke. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Final heat for now. Jan Hantan, Ben Cooper, Harry Cox, Max Morgan, Jacob Mauger, Oscar Farthing, Lucas Cheshire and Finley Richardson, 14 and 15-year-olds. I think we will get a sub 110 here because Reed School Max Morgan is a 106.87 swimmer. And if that wasn't enough, he's turned in 30.36, the fastest 50 meters by a distance in this event. And he is not slowing down either. Behind him, yellow cap of Jacob Mauger and Tigers jersey in 5. Not a lot to separate the rest of the field. Right then, how low can we go here with Max Morgan? 105.14. 105.14. With already the fastest in the event. He's taken another 1.5 seconds off his entry, and he looks absolutely exhausted too.
To the sides.
Well done, Max. Jacob Mauger, second place for Tigers, and then it's Harry Cox from lane 3 took third position. So that is the last heat for the time being. You've got 20-minute break now. Swimmers, you can use this time to swim down if you want to. Officially, we'll start our finals at 11:55, I've been told, which is actually 30 minutes away. So we're going to work to 11:55 for the time being, and then we'll come back and have a little chat with you and look forward to 18 consecutive finals to enjoy from 11:55. Don't go too far. You can probably grab yourself a tea and maybe a little bit of cake, but stick around. It's about to get very, very exciting, and hopefully with your help, very noisy too.
Officials, you may leave the poolside. Could you be back, please, on poolside and ready to go for 10 to 12? So 11:50. Thank you very much. I have the finalists for event 205, the boys 11 to 12, 100 metres breaststroke. We have Ethan McMillan Cole, Oscar Earthrow, Mitchell Rolls, Alex Gamage, Cillian Lee, Jake Mock, Zander Brown and Harry Palmer. And reserves, we have Jay Masiko and Barnaby Watson. That's the boys 11 to 12, 100 metres breaststroke. So the boys 13-year-olds 100 metres breaststroke, we have Charlie Carr, Rijal Balmick, Noah Dodd, William Atwood, Harry Robinson, Daniel Hyatt, Alex Young and Thomas Ellershaw. And reserves are Luca Yang and Arthur Martin. That's the boys 13-year-olds. Our next finalists for the boys 14-year-olds 100 metres breaststroke are Oscar Farthing, Fred Dutoft, Jan Han Tan, Finlay Richardson, Adam Marif, Alfred Elliott, Lucas Lovell and Elias Clench. And reserves are Nicholas Nezudu and Jacob Watson. Boys 15-year-old finalists for the 100 metres breaststroke are Max Morgan, Aaron Bissett, Marcus Haig, Arthur Grundy, Aubrey Amada Bennett, Jacob Mauer, Harry Cox and Isaac Au. Reserves are Dominic Adams and Benjamin Cooper. That was the boys 15-year-olds. Any withdrawals, can they come to the desk as soon as possible? Please use the app. Within 5 minutes, I'm being told. You've got 5 minutes to withdraw through the app, or the QR code is over here by the announcer's desk if you need it. I have another withdrawal from the breaststroke final, so we do need Nicholas from Worthing for the 14-year-old 100 metres breaststroke final. That's Nicholas from Worthing. You're called up for the 100 metres breaststroke 14-year-old final. Thank you. Can we clear lane 1 of continual swimming, please? And we're going to put a backstroke ledge in. So if we can clear lane 1 of swimmers and move into the rest of the pool, we'll put a backstroke ledge in. If we want to do sprints, we'll put them in lane 8. So normal sprint starts, lane 8. Backstroke sprint starts in lane 1. Continuous swimming in the rest of the pool. Thank you. Withdrawals are closing in 5 seconds. Do we have any more withdrawals? You better run quick. No, that's it. We're done. Close the withdrawals. Thank you very much. We've had some earpods found in the Park and Ride car park. If anybody's missing some, they are in an engraved box. So easily recognisable. If you want to make your way down to the announcer's desk, if you've lost some, we'll make sure they get returned to you. So that's AirPods found in the Park and Ride car park.
All right, swimmers, we are nearly getting ready to go. However, the first race is going to be rubbish because we've got no swimmers yet. Okay? So can we get some swimmers to marshalling, please, to take part in the final? So swimmers taking part in the finals, make your way to marshalling, please. Right then, let's get this finals session on the road. 18 to bring you. We kick off with the boys 50-meter butterfly, the 11 and 12-year-old final. Make some noise, please, every time I read your name out. Competitors taking part in the 11 and 12-year-old final from lane 1 onwards. Farnham's Thomas Knoll. In 2 for Lancing College, Oscar Earthrowl. In 3 for Windsor, Richard Alaya. In 4 for Romsey and Totten, Henry Barker. In 5 from Maidenhead, Zachary Callanan. In 6 for Beausejour Barracuda, Cooper Robinson. In 7 for White Oak, Jake Mock. And in 8 for Epsom Districts, Matthew Van Sale. This is your 11 and 12-year-old final.
Take your marks.
I tell you what, these first 4 finals are not going to take long at all. 30 seconds or less in the heats. If for the youngsters, Henry Barker from Romsey and Totten, 31.21, 12 hundredths of a second ahead of his nearest competitor earlier on in the heats. And it's looking that close again already into the last 5-10 meters, stroke for stroke, side by side, just in front. Henry Barker, he's going to take the gold here, 30.91. It is a gold medal performance. Zach Callanan, Maidenhead, silver. And Richard Elijah, as you were from the heats, it goes that way in the final. I told you it would be quick. Our 13-year-old final in the 50 fly for the boys, taking part from lane 1, Chesham's Lachlan Murray. In 2 for Black Lion, Harvey Kershaw. In 3 for Portsmouth North Sea, Makar Yakno. In 4 for Eastbourne, Patrick Pritchner. In 5 for Fareham Nomads, William Atwood. In 6 for Basingstoke Bluefins, Ryle Bomick. In 7 for Atlantis, Sam Andrews. And in 8 for Guildford City, Frederick Brown. This is your 13-year-old final.
Take your mark.
2 of these boys went sub 30 seconds in the heats. 29.05 for Pritchner, 29.99 for William Atwood. Couple just outside Yakno and Bomick. So we anticipate again all coming down through the middle. Great noise here in the venue. Sure, you're screaming at the screen at home as well. But in 4, it is Pritchner again. Another gold medal. Great weekend for him. 28.78. That is a sensational time. Giving it the big guns as well. Showing us where the Swans live. Silver for Harvey Kershaw. On to our 14-year-old final from lane 1. Give it up for Bicester Bluefins, Josh Scrivener. In 2 for Epsom District, Kian Dix. In 3 for Leatherhead, Oliver Linehan. In 4 for Black Lion, George Goodwin. In 5 for Southern Oaks, William Bowen. In 6, Abingdon Vales, Alfie Ambler. In 7 for Thanet, Philip Gregoris. And in 8 for Portsmouth North Sea, Byron Sal Tucker. This is your 14-year-old final.
Take your marks.
Every single swimmer went sub 30 seconds in the heats for the 14-year-old final. That was the quality required to get a spot in the top 8 and be here chasing down the medals. We've seen medals come from every single lane yesterday. We could see another couple. They're going to go down the middle though. Orange cap of George Goodwin right down the middle, stretching for the line, 28.03. A silver for William Bowen and Oliver Linehan, 28.88. That are your 3 medalists. Your 15-year-old final in the 50 fly for the boys from lane number 1, Eastbourne's Storm Naylor. In 2, Alton District's Charlie Francis. In 3 for Eastbourne, Matthew Clark. In 4 for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson, Aaron Bissett. In 5 for Ellenbridge Phoenix, Aquile Bello. In 6 for Reed School, Max Morgan. In 7 for Black Line, Oscar Collier. And in lane 8 for Alton District's James Port. This is your 15-year-old final.
Take your mark.
Well, we have had some incredible times to get into the 15-year-old final. 26:42 from Aaron Bissett. He's having a wonderful weekend, the man from Royal Tunbridge Wells. Can he put another gold medal around his and his team's neck? The man trying to stop him, Ellenbridge's Aquile Bello, almost a second back in the heats, trailing into the final few metres, but only just. It's going to be in for the final stroke. It is, of course, Aaron Bissett, 26.9. 3/10 back only, much closer than he was in the heats, Aquile Bello. And Matt Clark, bronze medalist, 27.55. He goes quicker than his heat time as well. Saving their best for last in the finals. That is what we like to see. We're going to get the backstroke ledges in. Let's see if we can get 8 all perfectly in at the first attempt. I don't think I've ever seen it. There's always one, isn't there? Right, we have got 3 finals in the girls' backstroke. 200 metres of the pool, 4 lengths.
Lane 6.
Oh, that's my fault, isn't it? Sorry. So we will have, of course, we've got 3 age groups in the girls' competition, 4 in the boys. So we're going to see 11 and 12-year-olds, 13 and 14. Hope you're enjoying yourselves at home. It's lovely here in Winchester this weekend. Let us know, make a comment who you're supporting, where you're watching from. I think we're ready to go. This is the girls' 200-metre backstroke finals. First up, our 11 and 12-year-olds. Make some noise. Starting with lane 1, Maxwell's Lily Waymond. In 2, Tigers' Ellie Grant. In 3 for Reading, Miley Choi. In 4 for Sevenoaks, Julia Elvidge. In 5 for Maidstone, Olivia Quiller. In 6 for Rushmore Royals, Heidi Corbett. In 7 for the City of Southampton, Rose O'Brien. And in 8 for Woking, Ellie McLeod. This is the 11 and 12-year-old final.
Take your marks.
And away we go. A little more of a chance to have a little bit of a breather during these 3 finals. But only in the opening length or so. Through our first 50 metres. Entry times quite varied to get into this final. 2:33, right across to 2:44. So this will not be the 50-metre show, of course, that we've seen where they're separated by a second or so. Interestingly, no 11-year-olds did make the 11 and 12 final. All of them 12 years old this year. The fastest of whom They were separated by just 14 hundredths of a second, Julia Elvidge and Olivia Quiller. Then, well, a very small handful of seconds back to the rest of the field. And starting off, as she did in the heats, Julia Elvidge, 1:13 to halfway. And going very nicely are Ellie Grant and Miley Choi in 2 and 3. They are right up there with Olivia Quiller in 5. Do love to see how what athletes have done in the heats and the tactics they've used. I mean, do you just go all out, guns blazing in the heats, make sure you get into the final? Or I know we've definitely seen some competitors leave something back because they literally take handful of half a dozen seconds off the heat time when the pressures on her medals are on the line. Back they come then, still Julia Elvidge, still Olivia Quiller, and Miley Choi just ahead of Ellie Grant. But with a solid body length and arms advantage, Julia Elvidge representing Southern Oaks, a 2:33.7, got to that place in lane number 4, and she's going to dominate this final from start to finish. It'll be a Southern Oaks gold for Julia Elvidge, 2:31.55. Olivia Quiller solid in silver, and the battle for bronze goes right down to the last couple of meters. It will go to Miley Choi.
Thank you, swimmers, to the sides.
On to our 13-year-old final. Welcome from lane 1, starting with City of Southampton's Tilly Biggs. In 2, Guildford City's Emily Collins. In 3, Crawley's Saskia Spencer. In 4, Portsmouth Northsea's Darcy Smith. In 5 for Hazelmere, Ella Silano. In 6 for Leatherhead, Amy Jones. In 7 for Elmbridge Phoenix, Darcy Arnold. And in 8 for Portsmouth Northsea, Matilda Bassindale. This is your 13-year-old final.
Take your marks.
And once again, in the 13-year-olds, 11 seconds separating the fastest 8 times from the heats. Darcy Smith, of course, in 4, 2:25 her time. 6 seconds faster than the rest of the field. Hazelmere's Solana was the closest. First 50 metres, Darcy Smith, then Ella Solano. From the rest, Tilly Biggs on this near side if you're watching on the screen or in the gallery. And then Emily Collins just next door to her, but 1. First couple of lengths, just sizing up the competition, getting her head out in front, stretching out to her body length now for Darcy Smith. Portsmouth Northsea having a pretty good weekend, and a lot of that is down to Darcy's performances. 1:11.57 halfway. Ella Solano just shy of 2 seconds. That'll give her a bit of confidence. Emily Collins representing Guildford City. 2:34 on the button in the heats. So she is one of the girls on the paper-wise chasing bronze or potentially better 1:49, final turn. Darcy Smith. It is now out to just about 3 seconds. Emily Collins right up there, just 2 back. Amy Jones, Darcy Arnold. They've got a little bit of effort to put in over the last 50 if they're going to get themselves on the podium. But one young girl is definitely going to be on there, and she is going to be on the top step. Great day, great race, great weekend for Darcy Smith. And in the white cap of Portsmouth North Sea, she will come home and take a gold medal. 2:26 her time. It didn't need to be as fast as the heats. It is a gold though. Silver for Ella Solano, and Emily Collins in 2 does grab that bronze from a chasing pack of Darcy Arnold and Amy Jones. Well done to all of our swimmers.
Thank you, swimmers, to the sides.
We've got one more to come. On to our 14-year-old final then. In the 200-metre backstroke for the girls from lane 1, representing Chesham, Danica Forster. In 2 for Thames Swimming Club, Ruthie Galloway. In 3 for Chesham, Lauren Lister. In 4 for Wickham District, Katie Williams. In 5 for Wickham District, Charlotte Hayden. In 6 for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson, Reese Huckle. In 7 for Tigers Jersey, Evie Worth. And in 8 for Tigers Jersey, Libby Powell. This is your 14-year-old final.
Take your marks.
Interestingly, the fastest time in the 14-year-old athletes heats was actually slower than Darcy Smith's time to get lane 4 in the 13-year-old final. So Darcy Smith, fastest of the entire field, regardless of age, in the heats this morning. Fastest 14-year-old was, of course, Katie Williams and her teammates. They were split by just 5/100ths of a second, those two girls earlier. And right now, they are split by a fair bit more than that. What's that? 0.8 of a second between Williams and Hayden. They'll know each other extremely well, of course, being teammates. Elsewhere, Lauren Lister of Chesham and Reese Huckle of Tunbridge Wells, best of the rest. 8 seconds back from our top 2. But, as we know, put medals on the line, a bit more pressure, more people watching, expectation. Anything can happen. And right now, bronze, if we put the Wickham District swimmers out in front, still gold and silver with 100 to go. Bronze could still go absolutely anywhere. Of course, anybody could still come right through the pack, who knows? But looking well, Katie Williams moving ahead of Hayden in 5. If you are watching from home on the stream, do leave a comment, let us know who you're supporting and where you're watching from. We love to see that. Turning for home, 1:47.69. It is out to 1.3 seconds now over her teammate Charlotte Hayden. Elsewhere, Lauren Lister and Reese Huckle. Not too far behind, Ruth Galloway. So it's looking like a nailed-on Wickham 1-2 in the 14-year-old final. And the girls 200 back and just edging away, maintaining the advantage all the way to the timing board. Katie Williams, 2:23, and that is the fastest time of the day. Beats the heat time, beats the time of Darcy Smith earlier too. And her teammate Charlotte Hayden makes it a top 2 steps for Wickham. Lauren Lister in lane 3 for Chesham. grabs herself a bronze.
Clear the pool, please, swimmers.
Back to the boys for the final time in this session. It is the 200-meter freestyle finals kicking off with the 11 and 12-year-olds. Starting off, our competitors in lane 1, Woking's Joshua Hutchinson. In 2, Farnham's Thomas Knoll. In 3, Beausejour Barracuda's Zach Maiden. In 4 for White Oak, Charlie Braid. In 5 for Romsey and Totten, Henry Barker. In 6 for Tigers, Jack Militis. In 7 for Staines, Dan Lawrence. And in 8 for Portsmouth North Sea, Alistair Rogers. This is your 11 and 12-year-old final.
Take your marks.
Really great to see both 11 and 12-year-olds in this final. Dan Lawrence and Alistair Rogers, youngest competitors. They're the 11-year-olds, the remainder in the 12s. Charlie Braid the fastest earlier on this morning, 2:19.55. White Oak got great support at poolside this weekend. Do love the cheers as we go through the names. Shame we can't hear you cheering from home, but I know you are. And this is a lovely close battle, because Charlie Braid and Henry Barker, well, they're in 3rd and 4th at halfway, because Zach Maiden has gone off beautifully well in the white cap. Then you've got Jack Militis for Tigers. Are we going to see an upset here? He's streaky, he's had a great turn as well as Zach Maiden. Are they just holding back? Here comes Charlie Braid. Right up there still, Jack Militis of Tigers. I think every gold medal has come from within the yellow lane rope so far. Are we going to see a change to that? Final turn. As you were. Oh, in fact, Jack Militis takes over from Zachary Maiden. The 1-2 has swapped over. But there's only a second separating your top 4 here. Let's not discount Tom Knoll and Hutchinson in 1. But there's a big battle on. 4 men down the middle. 3 medals up for grabs. One's going to miss out. Charlie Braid in the green cap coming right back against Jack Militis and Tigers. You can't call this one. 5 meters to go. This could be either. He's coming through, you know, Charlie Braid. Wow, what a final 100. What a final 50 and 25 from Charlie Braid. 2:17.86. Jack does get silver, and Henry Barker comes through for bronze. Zach Maiden, what a performance, got to say, for 4th. Early leader, went out hard. But Charlie Braid, professional swim to come back like that right at the end. Well done, sir. Our 13-year-old final in the 200 freestyle for the boys, starting from lane number 1. Make some noise for Sevenoaks' Bryce Wallace. In 2, Woking's Ryan Turner. In 3, Eastbourne's Patrick Pritchner. In 4, Portsmouth North Sea's Mackay Yakno. In 5, Wickham District's Ben McDougall. In 6 for Fareham Nomads, Quinn Coffey. In 7 for Amersham, Remy Mowbray. And in 8 for Atlantis, Sam Andrews. This is your 13-year-old final.
Take your marks.
We had one 13-year-old. Of course, you can guess who I'm talking about, Makar Yakno. He went sub 210, the only 13-year-old to go sub 210 in the heats earlier. And it was a 3-second lead over the rest of his 13-year-old rivals. He's the only man to go sub 30 seconds through 50 meters as well. Bryce Wallace, great start for him, for Sevenoaks on the outside, near side. Bryce Wallace only just sneaked into this final on the outside, 2:17.42 his entry. 8 seconds back of our man in lane number 4. In the green cap coming back now, Ben McDougall for Wickham District. Within 2 seconds of Makar Yakno. Quinn Coffey, he moves into third position for the Fareham Nomads. Not too many representatives for Fareham Nomads, so be great if they can get a medal right here. Into the wall they go with the third and final time. It was just under 2 seconds. It's now beyond, or just up to 3, just a touch off. Quinn Coffey still in third, sub 140. And Pritchner and Turner in 3 and 2. Bryce Wallace just falling off the pace, but went out hard. That is the risk they run when they do that. But there's no risk at all for Makar Yakno, representing Portsmouth North Sea. There won't be many solid golds than that. 2:07.76. Almost 2 seconds off his heat time. A deserved gold. Ben McDougall, great heat, great swim for silver. And Quinn Coffey does retain third position and a bronze. Confirmation on the scoreboard. On to our 14-year-old final. Boys 200-metre freestyle. Starting off with lane 1, Chesham's Casper Clark. In 2, Hastings Seagull Stanley Yeats. In 3 for Maidenhead, Lucas Bryant. In 4, Wickham District's Monty Smith. In 5 for Guildford City, Finlay Richardson. In 6 for Tigers, Harry Militis. In 7 for Tigers, Jacob Watson. And in 8 for Basingstoke Bluefins, Reese Capri. This is your 14-year-old final.
Take your marks.
We very, very nearly went sub 2 minutes in the 14-year-old heats. Monty Smith at 2 minutes, .98. Finlay Richardson at 2:05.95. So once again, we have one swimmer in each age group. Several times we've seen this with around about a 5-second advantage over the rest of the field. And he's turned first as Monty Smith. Wickham having a wonderful championships, as are Guildford City and Finlay Richardson. Tigers well represented in the 14-year-old final with 2 swimmers. They are in the yellow caps, just to the top of the yellow lane ropes. And it's going to be a good lead for Monty Smith. Sub 1 minute to halfway. Can he go sub 2 minutes? Can Finlay Richardson catch him? Can Harry Militis retain and stay in third and bronze medal position? He'll be decided over the next 45 seconds or so. It's going to be a serious job to catch Monty Smith now, isn't it? Looks strong from the gun, 129.75. It's going to have to be a really, really good last 15. He's going to go sub 2. His lead is 3 seconds over Finn Richardson. Lucas Bryant third. Harry Militis fourth. It's changed a little bit. And here they come. The fight for bronze is to be played for, but gold and silver all wrapped up. First up, in the green cap, can he go sub 2? No! 2 minutes and a half. So close. But a gold medal, of course, for his efforts. 2:04.6 for Finley Richardson. That's a second quicker than he did in the heat, so well done, Finn. And a bronze for Lucas Bryant, 2:08.21. A couple of tenths quicker than his heat time.
Clear the pool, please, swimmers.
On to our 15-year-olds in the 200-meter freestyle. Last race for the boys this morning in this session from lane 1. Put your hands together. First up, Wickham District's Rufus Parry. In 2 for Elmbridge Phoenix, Achille Bello. In 3 for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson, Max L. Mockadam. In 4 for Guildford City, Morgan Davies. In 5 for Royal Tunbridge Wells, Aaron Bissett. In 6 for Tigers, Isaac Thompson. In 7 for Portsmouth North Sea, Tom Jennings. And in 8 for Black Lion, Oscar Collier. This is your 15-year-old final.
Take your marks.
Last race for the boys in this session. Monty Smith nearly went sub 2. Morgan Davies and Aaron Bissett did in the 15-year-old heats. 158.8 versus 159.1. This could be our fastest of these 4 200-meter freestyle finals for the boys. It's Max L. Mockadam in second place, ahead of Aaron Bissett and behind Morgan Davies. And this is building up very nicely. Morgan Davies at the tip of the arrowhead as they go into the turn. Look at this, all turning in pairs. That's wonderful to watch. 57.37. 5 men sub 1 minute to halfway. Max L. Mockadam, Achilles Bello, Morgan Davies, Aaron Bissett, Isaac Thompson. Who can maintain that pace? Let's have a look at the timing board. 127, 129 for Max L. Mockadam and Aaron Bissett. Achilles Bello just falling back to 5th, Isaac Thompson 4th. Gonna have to stick it into 6th gear to come back into the medals in the last 50 metres. Can one of them do it? Morgan Davies, Guildford City Swimming Club, 158 in the heats to take lane 4. He's going to be around about the same time, just outside for the gold medal, 158.75, the only man to go sub 2 minutes in the event. Aaron Bissett, 8/100ths outside for Tunbridge Wells. And Max L. Mockadam, your bronze medalist, 2:95.
Thank you, swimmers, to the side.
Back to the girls for the 100-meter butterfly. 11 and 12-year-old final, starting with lane number 1, Wickham District's Clara Cooper. In 2, Woking's Ellie McLeod. In 3, Wickham District, Sienna West. In 4, for Rushmore Royals, Heidi Corbett. In 5, for Atlantis, Amy Langer. In 6, for Woking, Francesca Johnson. In 7, for Atlantis, Kiara Olney. And in 8, for Wickham District's Ivy Churita. This is the 11 and 12 years final.
Take your marks.
I'm sure plenty of you spotted, we of course have the boys 100 breaststroke final still to come. After our 300 fly girls. All 8 girls within 4 seconds of each other earlier on this morning. One 11-year-old made the final, Ivy Churita of Wickham District. She has a 1:17.55 to squeeze in 8th place. Leading Heidi Corbett 32.57. She was a 1:13.02 this morning. That's a really good first 50 metres. Amy Langer, Atlantis, was a 1:13.48. There was less than half a second separating our top 2. And into the final 20 of the last 15. It is Heidi Corbett, the Rushmore Royal, a 1:13.02 in the heat. It's got her lane 4. The time to win gold is 1:11.11 and a number 1. That's a perfect number, isn't it? Love that. Silver for Kiara Olney, Atlantis in lane 7, and bronze to Ellie McLeod in lane 2. Medals all over the pool in the 11 and 12 year final.
Thank you, swimmers, to the sides.
Our 13-year-old final girls 100 fly, starting with lane 1, Leatherhead's Amy Jones. In 2, Reading's Anaya Singh. In 3, Royal Tunbridge Wells, Olivia Norley. In 4, Guildford City's Scarlett Shepherd. In 5, Guildford City's Ella Humphreys. In 6, Hastings Seagulls, Imogen Magri. In 7, Royal Tunbridge Wells, Hattie Griffiths. And in 8, Hazelmere's Ella Silano. This is your 13-year-old final.
Take your marks.
Our Guildford City teammates were the only girls to go sub 110 in the heats. Scarlett Shepherd did it by almost 4.5 seconds. It was a 1:05.75. So 1:09 and a tenth for Ella Humphreys. The rest of the pool, outside the top 2, the rest of the pool separated by less than a second. So this could be 2 different races here. Shepherd leads Humphreys through 50. All medals on the line. But Scarlett Shepherd leads her teammates, Ella Humphreys. Ella Humphreys being hunted down for silver. Who's going to win bronze? Gold medal, no doubt about it, 1:05.94. Silver for Ella Humphreys, and it's Olivia Norley that trails in behind the teammates from Guildford City. Royal Tunbridge Wells, a medal medal for their bag. First time under 110 for Olivia Norley.
Thank you, swimmers, to the sides.
And our 14-year-old final girls 100 butterfly. Starting with lane 1, Dartford District's Lily Della. In 2, Wickham District's Sienna Raymery. In 3, Wickham District's Katie Williams. In 4, Royal Tunbridge Wells' Maddie Hind. In 5 for Tonbridge, Emily Smith. In 6 for Hazelmere, Delilah Martin. In 7 for Guernsey, Emma Borghese. And in 8 for Thanet, Rosie Pope. Your 14-year-old final.
Take your marks.
And the 14-year-olds, this time, every single girl went sub 110. They, in fact, all went sub 19. And there was a much smaller gap between all 8 too. I make it 3 seconds separating the entire field. Maddie Hind, of course, the fastest, 105.61. And she is not in the lead to halfway. That's Emily Smith, the Tonbridge Swimming Club athlete. She's 1/100th of a second. Hey, a lead's a lead over Maddie Hind. Imagine that at the finish line. It looks the same right now. Is she coming back? She is, Maddie Hind for Tunbridge Wells, coming through in the second half. Tell you what, Katie Williams coming back as well in the green cap. So 105.22 for Maddie Hind, 106 on the button for Emily Smith, and Katie Williams in the green cap of Wickham District does take your bronze medal.
Thank you, swimmers, to the sides.
And finally, back to the boys. It is the 100-metre breaststroke finals. First up, 11 and 12-year-olds. Starting in lane number 1, it's Farnham's Xander Brown. In 2 for Farnham, Killian Lee. In 3 for City of Southampton, Mitchell Rolls. In 4 for Brighton, Ethan McMillan Cole. In 5, Lancing College, Oscar Earthrowell. In 6, City of Southampton, Alex Gamage. In 7 for White Oak, Jake Mock. And in 8 for Maxwell, Harry Palmer. Your 11 and 12-year-old final.
Take your marks.
4 races to conclude our session. 4 sets of silverware. Ethan McMillan Cole, his heat time 1:24.54, 1.3 seconds ahead of Oscar Earthrowell, and only 2.5 seconds separating all other 6th athletes in the pool. Let's have a really, really close one. McMillan Cole leads, then Mitchell Rolls, then Oscar Earthrowell, Killian Lee and Jake Mock are your top 5. Just getting himself that full body length advantage. Did take a quick look to his right hand side there. Did McMillan Cole, just checking up on the progress of Earthrowell. Little cheeky look to his right hand side. He doesn't need to right now. He needs to look over to lane number 7 because Jake Mock in the green cap is his biggest competitor. And in 3 here comes Mitchell Rolls, a 1:22 and a gold medal for Ethan McMillan Cole and Brighton, a silver for Mitchell Rolls.
Clear the pool, please, swimmers.
And Jake Mock, what a second 50 to steal the bronze. Your 13-year-old final, boys 100 breaststroke, starting with lane 1, Leatherhead's Alex Young. In 2, Reed School, Harry Robinson. In 3 for Black Line, Noah Dodd. In 4 for Guildford City, Charlie Calf. In 5 for Basingstoke Bluefins, Rael Bomick. In 6 for Fareham Nomads, William Atwood. In 7 for Dorking, Danielle Hyatt. And in 8 for Sevenoaks, Thomas Ellershaw. Your 13-year-old final.
Take your marks.
I was disappointed with the lack of cheer for lane 1. I've just found out why. Alex Young not taking part. But our fastest competitors are 2 men, sub 120, Calf and Baumick. Calf a 117.7, Baumick 119.59. Guildford versus Basingstoke. Noah Dodd for Black Lion, just 4 tenths back of Rael Bomick. And it's Charlie Calf that leads over Rael Bomick. Oh, Ellershaw in 8, in 3rd position on the outside. Red cap, far side of your screen if you're at home or in the gallery. Are we going to see a medal from the outside lane? We've seen them in 2 and 7. In absolute unison in the middle, Charlie Calf and Rael Bomick. And now they separate into their strokes. But Charlie Calf for Guildford City, it's going to be another gold to take home to his team. 1:16.51, quicker than his heat time. 1:18.10, a silver for Rael Bomick. He goes quicker than his heat time. And Noah Dodd came through past Harry Robinson to take the bronze. On to our 14-year-old final. Starting off from lane 1, representing East Grinstead, Elias Clench. In 2 for Worthing, Alfred Elliott. In 3 for Newport Pagnell, Yang Hang Tan. In 4 for Thanet, Oscar Farthing. In 5 for Guildford City, Frederick Dutoft. In 6 for Wickham District, Adam Marif. In 7 for Portsmouth North Sea, Lucas Lovell. And in 8 for Worthing, Mikulus Nizoda. This is the 14-year-old final.
Take your marks.
Penultimate race of the session. Quick start. Quick start for Frederick Dutoft of Guildford City. By far the best dive. And that'll put the pressure on Oscar Farthing. They were only separated by 35 hundredths of a second in the heats. And Freddie Dutoft, well, it's more than that. It's a 1.3 seconds over Oscar Farthing. Guildford City versus Thanet in the 14-year-old in the middle. Yan Han Tan and Adam Marif. And he's maintaining it, isn't he? Frederick Dutoft for Guildford City. Well, it's not a surprise because he was the second fastest in the heat, but Oh, and now back comes with some strong strokes. Oscar Farthing. This will go right down. It's a 1:11.74 for Frederick Jutoft. Brilliant final. Oscar Farthing 1:12.37, and Adam Marif sub 1:15 and a bronze medal for Wickham District. Confirmation on the scoreboard. We've got one race to go. And this is our 15-year-old final, 100-metre breaststroke. Starting off from lane number 1, Thanit's Harry Cox. In 2, Royal Tunbridge Wells, Aubrey Armada Bennett. In 3, Wickham District's Marcus Haig. In 4, Reed School, Max Morgan. In 5, Royal Tunbridge Wells, Aaron Bissett. In 6, Alton District's Arthur Grundy. In Southern Tigers, Jacob Mauger. And in 8, Red Hill and Reigate's Isaac Au. Your 15-year-old final.
Take your marks.
A 1 minute 5 seconds was all it took Max Morgan to complete the 100 breaststroke earlier on this morning. A 1:10 from Aaron Bissett, and Royal Tunbridge Wells was the second fastest time. Southern swimmers separated by 3 seconds, but Max Morgan 5 seconds ahead of them all. 31:10 into the wall. Marcus Haig and Aubrey Armada Bennett currently sitting second and third. Aaron Bissett and Arthur Grundy. Little bits of catching up to do on the second 50, but the white cap of Max Morgan and Reed's School Swimming Club, they'll be ever so proud of Max here. Look at the fight behind for silver and bronze. I'm not going to call this one, but in 4, Max Morgan, 1:06.39. It's a gold medal and a silver for Aaron Bissett. Came through, he was in 5th place at 50 metres, Aaron Bissett comes through for silver. And Aubrey Armada Bennett from one inside the outside lane, a bronze medal for him. And Royal Tunbridge Wells get 2 spots on the podium. Reed School stand on top. Righty-ho then, that is racing done for the session. What a session it was. We've got plenty more to come this afternoon. First of all, a big thank you to our officials. Sterling work as ever. Your work is done for the time being. You may leave your positions. Go and grab some lunch. Likewise in the gallery, this is your chance to get a break. Go and grab something. And please, a reminder, please collect your medals, swimmers. Collect your medals, please, from yesterday and today. And all withdrawals for the next session are before the start of our warm-up for the next session, okay? Warm-up starts at 1:30, so all withdrawals...